Alright, so I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind lately. Because I watch a lot of videos, and obviously I hear stories and I hear friends that they're going through something. And I just want to say to anyone who's watching this, don't give up. Like, life's too short. If you're gonna do something, go ahead and do it. Go ahead, do it. Because there's always gonna be ups and downs. And I'll tell you a story of mine where about, I'll say 5-6 years ago, it was hard for me to find a job. Like, literally I had to do temp roles. I had to work from roles to roles, and they were temporary. They're like 2-3 months work, but it was annoying because it was just doing backlog and just doing paperwork. And obviously my life didn't go the way I thought it would be, because when I came out of uni, everyone had got their jobs, and me, I was just messing around. I was living in a bubble. I mean, people forget that when they come out of uni, you're still living in that bubble, and then when reality hits you, you don't know what to do or what to expect. And that's what happened to me. So rather than going in a straight line where everyone expects you to, especially your mom and dad or people that know you'd expect to go in a straight line, I went around it, and maybe backwards as well. So all my mates that graduated with me, they were up there. And then me, I had a retail job. I was working for a luxury retailer, Jimmy Choo, back in the day. And yeah, it was paying good money, but I was just working 3 days. I was just living off my parents. And I don't know what happened. I think something serious happened in the family or something. It just made me realize that I need to start acting my age. I need to start fixing up. Like, what am I doing? I got a degree, but I'm doing a part-time job. Yeah. I mean, no one loves to work, but you just have to deal with it. So my mentality back then is very different. I was just very, very outgoing. I'd be out every night, spending. I was living for the day. I was spending all the money that I ever had. I was just spending it, then being broke. And I had no motivation. I was in the wrong mindset. I had no plan. People used to ask me, what's your plan, Zain? What's your motivation? What's your goals? I used to think to myself, you know what? I actually don't have no goals. And then I actually started questioning my abilities and started thinking, hold on, am I dumb? Like, what the hell? I've got a degree, but I have no creativity. I have no ideas. I can't put nothing out there. And I was on a very low end of the stick, as I would say. Yeah, life wasn't going as I had expected. I'd seen people doing the same job as me and earning more than me, but I've got a degree and they haven't. So that made me think, did I waste my time at uni? So I started thinking like that. I was very negative. I was never positive. I was very negative. So I did a lot of temp roles, and there was one time when I got my first permanent job, almost gave up just before that. And then I still remember my manager, Deborah, one of the nicest people on this earth. She gave me that opportunity, and then from there they started changing. I started getting confident, started mixing with, socializing with people. But at the same time, I can tell you now, I've had almost 100 interviews, and I've been rejected 90% of that time. Do you know that feeling of rejection? I tell you now, it's so hard to face it. And I used to get rejected all the time. Like, I went for interviews and I'm sitting there with 4 or 5 people, and I'm literally just shitting my pants. I'm sweaty, and I'm thinking, shit, man, I don't think I can do this. I'm sweating, I'm nervous, I'm stuttering. And I'm like, no. I had no belief, so I'd end up getting rejected because I was just too nervous to be in this role, just sit down and everything. And the funny thing is, right, recently, one of my mates, it was actually it was Dan or one of the others. They said to me, "Man, you're so confident in front of the camera. How'd you become so confident?" I was like, "Hold on, I've only just been shooting for the last 2 months." But then I told them the story behind it. So every time I was getting rejected, you know, all them 100 interviews that I got rejected over. Oh shit, this is the right way. Yeah, it's the right way. All them times I was getting rejected, I was building self-confidence, you know, and it grew and kept on growing. So when I started getting nervous in front of people, you know, later on, like a year or 2 years later, subconsciously I started becoming motivated. I started becoming positive. I started becoming confident. You know, that's how my confidence rose. And obviously here I am talking about it, like, you know, that's me being confident because, you know, all the experience that I've had of being rejected, you know, I tell you now, I've been rejected more than anyone I know in my clique, in my groups, around my social circle. You know, I've been rejected not just by women, by employers, you know. And it's the worst feeling, getting rejected for a job, because it really puts you on a down spiral, because you can't take it. We have egos, we have pride and everything, and it's really hard to deal with. And the things that I had to do, I had to like self-motivate myself and just tell myself, you know what, Zain, you'll get it. I used to think I was cursed. I used to think, nah, this is God's punishment, man. I don't think I'm supposed to be doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So, you know, these are the things, I mean, everyone kind of goes through. So, like I said, don't give up. You gotta keep grafting, you know that. Keep grafting. Like, success to me is an invisible road. You're always trying to get it, but you don't know where it is. So you don't know where you're gonna land. So when I came out of uni, you know, the route that I was supposed to be on, I wasn't on that route. You know, I've gone to 4 or 5 different routes. Now I'm coming back on the route. 8 years later, 9 years later, probably even longer. You know, it's just everyone's success starts at a different time of their life. Some starts early, some starts late. So I just say, don't give up. You know, just keep doing hard work, keep respecting everyone, and something always works out for you. So always, I've seen it so many times on Instagram. There's so many people doing so many things, you know, so they've obviously had it, they've obviously been rejected, but I tell you something, if you don't fail, you will never succeed, because you don't know what your mistakes are. My mistakes were because I was so nervous. I had to make myself confident. How did I become confident? Through practice. You know, I went on almost 80, 90, 100 interviews, right? And I'm not even joking, I'm actually being serious. And these were for temp roles, you know. That's how many times I've been rejected. That's how many times I've had interviews. And out of 10%, I've had successful roles, you know, where I've been in the job for a year or two and then moved over, you know, in the space of the last 5 years, 4 years. That's how many interviews I've had, you know. So it is hard work, and it's just your mentality. You really need to switch on. So anyone who's just coming out of uni now, you have no idea what you're in for. I tell you that now. Life's not what you think it is. When I was in uni, everything was cushy. Everything was like, yeah, we're just living off the student loan, you know, we're partying, whatever, we're mixing, socializing. But then when you get home, when you face like, shit, I need to start earning something, I need to start working, I need to start paying bills, that's when everything hits, you know, because you're used to a certain lifestyle that you were at uni. And you're living in this bubble. People need to get out that bubble and start facing reality. They don't know how to do that. My younger self, I'll tell them, listen, there's no point in you wasting money. Save that money, you know. If I had a chance to go back, I would change a lot of things. I do have regrets, but it is what it is. Without these regrets, I wouldn't be here. You know, life's a test, and right now, me sitting there is still a test. You know, I don't know where I'm gonna be in the future, or in the next week or the next day. So, if I can help people out, why not?